The aviation sector has been hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic. Many borders are still closed, but amid the challenges, determined airlines are flying where possible. Kenya opened its skies to international flights on August 1st, 2020. KQ's resumption of the New York route comes 4 months later. Flight KQ002 Nairobi, New York touched down at the JFK International Airport Terminal 4 on Monday at 6:10 a.m. local time or 2:10 p.m. Kenyan time. The pilot in command was Captain Irene Koki Mutungi.
I'm excited about us resuming the New York route. As we can see, we have a good load, which shows we're actually coming back. COVID had a big impact on the industry as a whole. Airlines had to downsize, there are a lot of job losses, but this is a positive turn and I hope it will get better.
USA is the largest source of international tourists to Kenya, according to the Kenya Tourism Board.
Fortunately for us, the traveler has reset the way we look at the journey, the travel journey, from beginning to end. The reason it's important for every destination to be able to work together with their aviation partner, their airport partner, and their civil aviation or their travel trade partners is because the consumer is looking at the whole travel experience as one thread. They want a seamless thread from when they leave home. It's as demanding from the time I begin to book the flight. What information are you giving?
Sarah Kians, a tour operator who brings tourists to Kenya, said she was hopeful the tourism sector will begin to peak despite the COVID-19 pandemic.
I'm very willing to tell my clients at home that Kenya is a much safer place than New York or even the United States. They have, is it become more compliant? They've understood the protocols and it feels a whole lot safer than what I'm going back to. But really, God bless Kenya. It's, you know, people ask me. And I said it's the people. What better time than to be out in the bush or even at the beach? No, I'm convinced I can make a difference.
Passengers on board were gifted with magical Kenya souvenirs. By March this year, Kenya Airways had completed 594 flights to and from New York. It had flown over 100,000 passengers.
This flight is very important because it's a direct flight. So I'm going to save in terms of time because it's only 15 hours from Kenya to the US. This means a reunion with my family. It means being able to travel again.
And what is the frequency?
A lot of people have been asking when we are going to come back, and we are happy now that we are back. And we have seen a very good uptake of demand given the current circumstances. Initially be operating 2 flights a week, and then next year when we look at summer, we will probably be looking at how we can adjust the capacity upwards depending on how we see demand evolving.
Earlier, I had a one-on-one interview with Kenya's Cabinet Secretary in charge of Transport, Chams on the significance of the resumption of these flights.
I'm glad that we are reopening the route. People love it because 15 hours from here, you sleep, you are in New York, as opposed to taking 25 hours going through Europe. So we are happy that we are reopening after closing down. But this is of course will be reduced in terms of frequency because number of passengers have dropped for all airlines. But it's a very critical area in terms of also enhancing the tourism sector between Kenya and the United States, even in terms of transportation of fresh flowers. You know, this Dreamliner, which flies to New York, it carries in the belly about 40 tons of cargo. And so that cargo helps in terms of our flour exports. It gets to New York much fresher because you don't have to go through Europe. And so the value to the farmer also goes up. And I think that's something which is very important for us to restart again.